Welcome to the Genius Talk podcast. I'm your host Atul Raj from the bestemailmarketer.com, and today we have Joseph S. Kahn with us. Joseph, welcome
Hey,
to the podcast,
super excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me here.
and we are super excited that you're here.
Awesome.
So, for our listeners who don't know you, can you tell them who you are and what do you do?
Yeah, I'm a digital marketer, and but I started in deep technology. I worked I've been developing websites since 1994. I know I look younger than 55, but I'm 55, so I've been doing this for over 31 years. And building websites is how I started, but that was back when I was like 24 years old. And actually work for Microsoft. I've developed LLMs back in the year 2000, so it's kind of funny that everybody's all hyper over chats and stuff like that. In today's day and age, we were building that in 2000, the year 2000. So we had Chat GPT style apps that I even worked on back in the year 2000 for health insurance and different things like that. But my notable experience, besides being the president and founder of HumJam, which is a digital marketing agency, I was the CIO, CTO for a guy named John Maxwell. He's like a leadership guru, 35 best-selling books on leadership. I was his CTO, CIO, and helped him grow his company from like $600,000 a year to $25 million a year back in the early 2000s.
That's really awesome.
And I was the SEO and digital marketer for Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes on notable projects like building the Coca-Cola website, consulted for IBM, Cox Communications. I won an award for Cox Communications, which is a big media company here in the United States. And so just a lot of different stuff. I've been doing this for a long time.
By the way, you turn marketing chaos into predictable revenue streams. So, how do you do that?
How do I do what? What's the question?
Turn marketing chaos into predictable revenue streams.
Yeah, and that's we were before the call we were talking about AI
Yeah.
research. So basically I'm a data guy. I love research and I love basically analyzing the data points and then herding those data points like cats, getting them together and making them work together. And when I say work together, like you find out that there's opportunities in certain locations or low hanging fruit from data in certain locations. And basically it's just identifying that and targeting it, going for it, and using AI to go, what's the best way to approach this? What's the best way to approach that? And AI kind of will give me some strategic entry points, and then I'll just go and kind of attack it from there. But that's basically it. So I do use AI now. I used to just sit down with a piece of paper and strategize myself. Now it's easier to go, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then it actually helps me a little bit quicker and faster discover all of the low hanging fruit that's out there. And there's still a lot. Most people think that everything's super competitive and super overblown, but there's really a lot of things that people don't understand is still available and out there.
By the way, you know Dan Kennedy?
Yes.
Yes. You know what? A couple of days ago, I asked my assistant to get every Dan Kennedy's book in a PDF format. Then I put that in Perplexity and set it in a way so that he owns Perplexity only answer me through the resources Dan Kennedy book. And when I talk with him, it's feel like Dan Kennedy himself is answering the
Yeah.
questions.
And yeah, Google LLM is really good for that. You can load Google LLM up with a bunch of PDFs, and then it's kind of your data set for everything. And you can load up YouTube videos, PDFs, websites, things like that. Is another free tool. It's called Google LLM. I'm not sure if you know that, but it's LLM Notebook, and it's crazy what it can do. It's free, I think, but it'll allow you to load up PDFs, YouTube videos, even websites. It'll crawl entire websites and you can load that up, any text files. So you can build your own data sets like you're talking about and talk to Dan Kennedy himself. Like I can load up John Maxwell. I can load up even, I told you I did the SEO for Bugs Bunny, for Looney Tunes, that kind of stuff. I just loaded up all the Bugs Bunny cartoons, all of that kind of stuff, and then said, "What would Bugs Bunny say? What would Bugs Bunny do?" And literally it would use his quotes and his different things, and I could act as the cartoon character with this tool.
Oh, wow, that's really great.
Yeah. You could mimic Dan Kennedy. You could say Dan Kennedy said, because you have it in this database. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so with 31 plus years of marketing and dozens of certifications, what are the major SEO myth or mistake you see marketers are still making in 2025?
So many. Just did an audit on a big company last week, and there's so many. One of the things that a lot of people miss is technical SEO. They don't have schema on their pages, and that's really big for LLMs. Schema is to, and here's a big word, disambiguate. And all disambiguate means is to clarify the difference between terms. So having schema on your page saying this page is as this page, like to clarify what your pages are, will actually help with LLMs and help with that. So people not putting schema on their websites is kind of a big, huge thing that I thought that people would be doing it 2 years ago. We started doing schema from the beginning days. So it's kind of funny when I go analyze websites right now, don't have schema, don't have a lot of that stuff on their web pages, and their technical SEO or their technical side of their equation, servers really slow, using cheap hosting, things like that, is really hurting a lot of people. And it's surprising that that's still the case today.
But you know what? A couple of days ago, I interviewed a guy, and we are talking about like how most people are y- using Chat GPT and Perplexity and those kind of AI to do the search instead of Google. So, what do you think? How's that impacting like traffic or SEO?
It's definitely impacting it, but here's the interesting thing. A lot of people don't understand this. A lot of great paid opportunities occur from the baby boomers and older individuals, not necessarily the younger age or younger individuals. And guess what they still use? Google. So yeah, sure, there's a lot of traffic decline. That's because a lot of younger people or, people under the age of 40 are using the AI now and using updated technology, but people over 40 are still Googling, are still using the map pack, or still, and there's a huge amount of people. So that's why you also see data from like Neil Patel and others who say that the searches in Google now actually have a higher propensity for an opt-in, a conversion, a sale. And why is because it's the market that's using the tool. So
Mm,
the older market's still using Google, although it looks like a lot less, it's a more conversion-based market that's there now, which actually has a better return. So it's lower impressions, lower clicks, but it's higher engagements, higher propensity to get a client and customer. So it's still super relevant to be doing SEO and to be targeting Google, but there is a big opportunity because I think over the next 2 to 3 years, people will be using generative searching and AI searching and that kind of stuff. So I think there's a big, huge low hanging fruit opportunity to get on that now. But there's still lots of opportunity for Google, even though it looks and appears as though it's going down.
okay.
Higher conversion, but the impressions and things like that are going down.
Okay. What kind of client do you help?
Lots of different ones, mainly the service-based businesses, like HVAC, local service like construction, even home remodeling. Like I said, we've done e-commerce based, for Chuck Jones and for Bugs Bunny and for those types of brands. But our sweet spot is local SEO. And that's where there still is a lot of traffic with Map Pack, Google Business Optimization, stuff like that. So there's a lot of still great opportunities for local businesses.
Mm.
But
Can you
mainly
share like
home service businesses, not like, coffee shops or, bakeries and dentistry and that kind of stuff. We do have a few lawyer clients, but for the most part, it's home services.
okay, home services? Got it. Okay,
Mhm.
so what's your biggest motivation?
Biggest motivation?
Yep. Oh boy.
Money, money, money. We love making money. That's why we're bouncing on the conversions, the traffic, the returns, that kind of stuff. And if my clients isn't making money, I'm not
Mhm.
making money. Like I'll get let go if I'm not making the money. So that's our total focus and goal is booked appointments, not traffic. We're not about
Mm.
vanity stuff. We're
Yeah.
about actually getting booked appointments that converts to sales.
I think we marketers love money more than other people.
Yeah, we're marketers are very money motivated, which is true.
Okay, so looking back when you started, what's one lesson you will tell yourself if you could restart?
If I could restart, I would say to focus on kind of new technologies and new opportunities rather than chase the tail of all the stuff. When, like, say 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I was chasing everything like a cat with a laser, so I was going after everything. So if I could tell myself what to do 10 years ago, I would say focus. Pick an area, stay in that lane, and be the top expert, be the top person in that area, and focus, focus, focus. And I didn't do that. I went all over the place, which I guess that's why I'm a director of marketing now rather than just the SEO guy. That's because I went everywhere. I went to email, to web traffic, to web design, to SEO, to Facebook, to social media, to everything that popped up. I was like a cat running after everything. And if I had to tell my younger self, stay focused, put the blinders on and stay focused and go deep on, say, email, or go deep on, say, social, or go deep on, say, SEO or AI, like, and focus. Don't get distracted because distracted
Okay.
just wastes time.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you focus as a younger person rather than wasting time, you're going to get there way quicker and faster to your goals than running around and doing all kinds of stuff, being distracted on everything.
Okay, so lesson is don't be a cat.
Yeah, don't be a cat and chase lasers and chase everything, or a dog dog chasing squirrels. Don't chase squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, focus on the bone and chew on the bone and, don't chase everything that's running around.
Yes. Okay, so what's the best book you have ever read that had the most impact on your work?
The best book that I've ever read, man, there's so many out there. I would say even the Dan Kennedy books. I've read all the No BS series of Dan Kennedy's works. Those are always good for beginning marketers. But the best book that's had an impact on me, it wouldn't be related to marketing, is The Limitless Mind by Jim Quick, or The Limitless Brain. It's about making your brain limitless, and it's about understanding how the brain works and operates. And that's helped me be a quicker, better marketer, president of the company kind of thing, is understanding how the brain works. And that also helps me with psychology and different things like that. It's not a marketing book per se, but it can help with your brain, which to me, that helps the marketing.
Okay, which means getting things done, if I'm right.
Yeah. hmm Jim Quick, I think, is the guy. It's Limitless, I think, is the name of the book.
Yeah, okay, I'll check that out.
Yeah. Quick, spelled Kwik, is his last name, how you spell his last
Okay,
name.
okay, I will check that later.
Yeah, it's a best-selling Amazon. I think he's still it's really relevant, I think, even today, like, within the last couple of months.
Okay, so for our listeners who want to know more about you and want to connect with you, where can they go?
The best place to kind of learn more about me and even to connect, the socials are there, would be on humjam.com. Humjam is our agency's website. There's a lot of information about me even on there if they wanted to connect, but it's spelled HUMJAM. And that actually was surprisingly, it was available when we got it back in the day, but Humjam means to hum an idea. I'm a musician. I graduated from Berklee College of Music for drums and music. I'm a recording artist with a band, Katy Perry. Most people would know Katy Perry. The guitar player for Katy Perry was our guitar player for our band. And so I created a harmonic blueprint for marketing for SEO. And Hum Jam is basically thinking of an idea and humming it out loud, that musicians. But for us, it's like when we get together with other business owners, we're hum jamming. We're kind of brainstorming, strategizing, and creating a song together, creating an idea or a function together to accomplish a goal, kind of like what musicians do when they hum jam together a song. So that's why it's called Hum Jam. So humjam.com is where you'd find that out, and that's why it was created, or that's why the name stuck.
That's a great origin story of the name.
Yeah. And it's easy to
Okay,
remember, and I think if you Google Hum Jam, we're the only thing you'll find for that name.
that's even better.
We own the SERPs, as they would say.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else that you would like to share?
Like to say to your audience,
Yep.
train, 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 train. That's the biggest thing that I see when I'm talking to people or talking to anybody who's getting into marketing in today's day and age, or anybody who's running. And we train a lot of SEO agencies out there. Is learning the right information. It's not just about mindset. It's not just about drive. It's also about the method. So, and the only way you can learn the right, because you could do, I think Bruce Lee said, I wouldn't want to go. Bruce Lee is a martial artist expert. He said, I would rather not go against the guy who's practiced the same kick 1,000 times versus a guy who's practiced a bunch of things a different 1,000 times. I would hate to work with a guy who knows how to kick. And so that's the same thing we do with training or methodology is in, especially like with you in email marketing, is to learn what the best thing that you can do, the best methods, the best SOPs, the operation procedures, is understanding that. And so anybody just starting out or anybody who's coming into the space, is the way to win is to learn the best techniques that's working today. Because I find so many people operating today with techniques that were outdated 3 or 4 years ago. So you got to stay up on it and you got to be on it every single day. It's a daily thing. It's not a thing that you can go, "Ah, I'm done with training or I'm done with learning." You're never done with learning, not in this space.
Exactly. So, I'm curious, like, what do you do to stay high performer?
Walk every day, eat the right foods, meditate every day, hydrate, that kind of thing. So staying a high performer is, again, the mentality, and it's understanding that it's about discipline and it's about doing consistent work every day. Consistency is the key for staying a high performer. And that is, if you're trying to keep your heart working properly, you got
Mhm.
to exercise every day. You can't go, "Well, I exercise today, I'm not going to do it next month." You got to do it every day. In the same way for marketing, is the consistency and the discipline is the key, if that makes sense.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, hammering every day, just like a machine. We want to turn everything into a machine, and if you turn yourself into a machine, your results will skyrocket.
Okay, so okay, Rishabh, thank you so much for spending some time with us and sharing your wisdom.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep, and it was great chatting with you.
For sure, for sure. Anytime, let me know. Anytime.